3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? You're welcome to Ash on Comics, Storytime Live, where Ash reads you a bedtime story or two every other night, except on weekends. Then it's every third night. Who knows? It's one of those things where it's just once in a while I'm here, I read you stories, and I talk a bunch of bullshit. And you guys all tune in and listen, and we have fun. That's the idea. Hopefully you got a nice drink, nice beverage. If you don't, you got plenty of time. Go ahead, run to the kitchen, run to the store. You probably got enough time to do that too. Get yourself a nice beverage. Doesn't have to be alcoholic. I know some people out there don't drink, don't want to drink, whatever the reason. Something nice and refreshing. I'm drinking a frosty beer tonight. One of my favorites, Sapporo, if you've ever heard of it. Comes in silver cans, Japanese beer, Sapporo. I don't normally drink it. I only drink it during the cold months of years. It's like a wheat beer, little heartier than. Well, it's not that hearty. So, but I really like a lighter beers during the summer heat. I don't know what I'm talking about. You guys don't even drink beer. You guys are a bunch of little pansies. Just kidding. Just kidding. Marania is first tonight, and that's a first. I don't think Marania's been first before, but my memory is shot, so she probably has been first like 5 times. I just don't remember. Thank you, Marania, for being such a loyal listener. I appreciate it, and you're a very strong welcome presence here on the show. Melissa is second, being ever graceful. RDV is third, and he says he's grabbing his bourbon bacon burger from Denny's. Yikes. And Eric says, Denny's, what are you, my age? Well, he just lives in Wisconsin. He doesn't have any choices, Eric. It's after midnight. I mean, what are you going to do in Wisconsin but go to Denny's? When I was in Colorado, I knew that feeling for a while. It was a long time before they got a Del Taco. I was so stoked when Del Taco came out. 24-hour Del Taco. I was like, woohoo! I'd drive 30 minutes just to get some fast food. And now I have one right down the street. It's the one I used to go to as a kid when I was in high school. And I still like Deltas. I get sick of it quick, though. RDV says, you're goddamn right I am. Wait, that's not how RDV talks. Let's see. Grab me one of those burgers too, please, RDV. Wow, man, everyone loves the Denny's burgers. RDV says, I'm the one who knocks. I don't know what that's a reference to. Let's see. Breaking Bad reference. Oh, there we go. Ronnie says she never saw Breaking Bad or The Walking Dead. Neither interested me. Breaking Bad was really good, but also not necessarily fun. It's one of those shows you can watch and go, wow, this is a really well-made show. I don't know if I hate it. It's pretty ugly at times, but it's really well done. Walking Dead, on the other hand, is pretty ugly, and it just turns to shit. It's just all the terrible comics writers, I guess, that are apparently just above being too terrible for comics, all went into the writer's room of The Walking Dead. I could not get past the 4th season of that show. The writing was so terrible. I know a lot of people love it, and I don't give stuff a pass just because it's a genre. Genre show or genre movies. I mean, I'm really predisposed to like this stuff and I want it to be good, but most of this stuff is junk and people give it a pass because it's like, ooh, it's sci-fi or it's fantasy or it's superheroes and we're just used to it. I mean, I didn't have superhero shows. Well, I had a few, I guess. I had reruns of Wonder Woman and Incredible Hulk, but during the 80s and the 90s, there really wasn't. Once in a while, I did that Flash show. Do you guys remember that Flash show? where they put flat and they had that rubber suit. He looked like he could barely move, much less like run around like the Flash. But when he was standing still, it looked really good. Dragon Ball says, play Friday the 13th online. It's invite only. I'm Dragon Blood on PS4. Why would I? I'm doing a stream right now, Dragon. Do you... What? I'm not going to get on and play some game on PS4 right now. Plus, I don't have PS Plus right now, so I can't play anything online on my PS4. Ronnie says, a lot of the hyped up shows on the TV never interested me, like X-Files, 30-something, Lost, a few others. Jeez, Marania, do you like anything? You're like Breen to comic books. No, I'm just kidding. But not really. What shows did you like? Were you a Love Boat person? Fantasy Island? Come on, you can admit it. She said she didn't see the first Jurassic Park movie for months because of all the hype for it. That turned me off of seeing it. Are you one of those people that's like, everyone likes something, so you're like, oh, it must not be good. I'm just not going to go see it because everyone likes it. Jurassic Park's a classic. The first Jurassic Park is a classic. It's amazing, too. After all these years, you go see it, and like visually, it still holds up. RDV says, the opening part of Jurassic Park was the scariest part of the movie. I saw that when I was like 12. That was the scariest part for you? Was the opening part? Yeah, I guess that was kind of had a little scary part. I thought the scariest part was the kitchen scene when the raptors are chasing down the kids. And they had to like hide. Let's see. Tehillim is here. He says, G2 see you all. You got to put a little trademark after that, Tehillim. Ronnie says, good evening, Ash. And good to see you too, Tehillim. Computer Robots is here, and he has not taken over the Earth yet, but watch what you say, or you might be one of the first to be assimilated. He says, okay, guys, what is your top 10 Canadian foods? We're not Canadian foods. Is there even Canadian foods? Is there 10 Canadian foods? Maybe there's one or two, but like, is there enough Canadian foods to have a top 10? I can't even think of one, much less 10. RDV says, I agree. I have a guy getting eaten by the T-Rex. Yeah, that's kind of creepy, but I don't know. I don't want to be near raptors. Hey, Jurassic Computer Robots. Stop switching votes. Damn it, Computer Robots, was that you? Those of you who don't know, Computer Robots' real name is Dominion. That's an election joke. Boom. When the music is on, that means Ash is like, I'm ready to go stream in 1 minute. Technically 3.5 minutes. Usually computer robots are a little bit more accurate with their time. Now drink. I like Labatt's Blue, says Marania, or Labatt's Blue Light. But only the kind that actually sold in Canada, not the imported to here version. Canadian is higher proof and also tastes better. Jeez. Do you drink that Labatt's Blue with your pinky extended? That's what Eric would say to me. I don't know if Canadian beer is higher proof. I haven't heard of that. Besides, drinking beer should be about the flavor. Oh, hey, Eric Breen is here. He graced us with his presence. What's going on, Eric? He says, hi, Ash. Filing comics while you regale us with your dulcet tones on 4-color tomes. I like that. That was crafty. This is why they pay him the big bucks, and I can't get him to stream on there. Is a resident superstar, Eric Breen. Now that was a good one though, in all sincerity. What about you, Mr. Breen and Mr. Venkman? I don't think anyone's going to answer you, computer. There's no such. There might be a thing. There is like a Canadian food. Isn't there like a special way they do French fries or something? I don't know. Melissa says, HBO Tales from the Crypt is my favorite show along with the classic Incredible Hulk TV show. I liked the Incredible Hulk TV show when I was young. I don't think I would like it today. but not because it was really bad or anything, but just I think I ask more for television shows today. I think I want more sophistication. I think television shows have come a long way. The TV shows of the past were very basic, and like I said, I'm not trying to be negative or down on them. That's just the way things were. TV shows today, especially the ones on cable networks, I mean, some of them are better than feature films. Man, I used to think that watching like an episode, sitting down watching an episode of Game of Thrones and just being like, holy crap, this is better than any movie I've seen this year. That's pretty amazing. But I'm trying to think what my favorite shows were. Well, Game of Thrones is one of them. I'm a huge fan of The Shield. The Shield was my favorite show of all time, I think, before Game of Thrones. If you want to go back old school, the 80s, man, Miami Vice changed how I saw television. I loved Miami Vice. What else did I like? TV shows. I like the genre stuff. I love, Star Trek, of course. Star Trek Next Generation. I was a Babylon 5 fan. That's a big genre thing. That's a show that hasn't aged well, but the writing is really good. It's one of those shows where you're like, oh, this is really hokey acting and special effects, but it's a pretty amazing story. Let's see. Ronnie says, I liked MASH, Love Boat, Fantasy Island, a lot of the sitcoms that era. Some of the nighttime soap opera drama. There was nighttime soap opera dramas? I don't remember that. Jimmy's here. He says, hey, guys. Just in case you wonder what Jimmy said. RDV says, forget food. What are your favorite top 10 comics that Ash read on this channel? Oh. There's a good one. I don't remember all the comics I read on this channel. I can tell you one of my favorites for sure was Birthright. That's so good. Melissa says, I also used to watch Cartoon Networks on Okanda. I don't know what that is. And late night watch Black Knight of the Vampire. White Knight of the Vampire Robots. Pre-woke to not. I can't understand what Melissa's saying. Something Toonami, midnight shows, something. Jimmy says Thor to God of Thunder. Oh, wait. I'm going to string Jimmy along forever. It's going to be great. Food is power, Vankman. You cannot deny it. Yum, yum. Oh, man. Yeah, Vankman can't deny it. He's sitting there chowing on a bacon bourbon burger or something or other from Denny's right now. Stuffing his face like a heathen. Dragon Ball says, I like $1 Steel Reserve beer. It's the highest legal alcohol content for beer. Look, you drink beer for flavor. If you want alcohol content, then you drink liquor. And if that's not good enough for you, just get some Everclear. It's like, if you just want straight alcohol, that's not why you drink. No. You're just going to be too slow. You're going to need to drink like 12 beers. Instead, you could just do a couple shots of like Bacardi 151. It's if you want flavor, drink beer for flavor. Man, Sapporo's good stuff. I love it. Let's see. RDV says Canadian bacon. Is that a Canadian food, or we just make that name up? Isn't Canadian bacon just a fancy term for ham? Bill Bixby's son died. Oh, that's sad. Or maybe Incredible Hulk was too woke. Just kidding. No, Incredible Hulk wasn't too woke. Ed Brewer's here. What's up, Ed? He says good morning. It's nighttime here. Computer Robot says, you're right, Ash. There is a way how Canada do French fries, which is called poutine, where they have the fries and put gravy and cheese curd on the fries. You should try it one day. It tastes good. Oh, I bet it does. I'm sure it does. That's the only Canadian food I could think of. I don't remember the name of it though. I was like, oh, yeah, that's what Canadians do. Ash still pulls the sleeve up on his suit jackets. Yeah, that's a Miami Vice reference right there. I watched the entire Incredible Hulk series and I enjoyed it, says RDV. Of course, RDV likes everything. RDV says Eclipse is in my top 3. Wow, really? RDV really liked that one. For me, Melissa, I always loved the powerhouse era of the Cartoon Network, which is from 1994 to 2000. Okay. Babylon 5 was the better of the Space Station TV series, a 5-year story arc that played out well. Yes. Yes, it was. Considering the Space Station TV series, one was good and the other one was a plagiarism. Deep Space Nine. Piece of shit. Let's see. Toonami is the anime hour on Cartoon. I can't keep talking about Toonami. RDV says, I get drunk listening to Ash on these shows. You should. Everyone should get drunk listening to me. Including me. Let's see. Ronnie says, Canadian bacon is bacon, but it's processed differently than so-called American bacon. I don't think that's true, Marania, because bacon is from the pork belly, and Canadian bacon is from whatever the ham comes from. Pretty sure. I believe the difference in Canadian bacon and ham, though, is the curing process. But yeah, it's definitely not like American bacon, because you can just look at it. The pork belly has way higher fat content. Just ribbons of fat is what makes the bacon so tasty. RDV is the old me. I used to like everything. Now I'm like Ash. I like nothing. What are you talking about? I like all sorts of stuff, especially when it comes to food. I'm like the Jimmy of food. I like it all. But when it comes to comics, I have last I checked, I had 17 comics on my pull list. So I'm pretty high up there compared to most people. Dragon Ball says Exosword sucks, but I watch videos on it, interested instead of buying it. I don't even watch videos of it. It's just, some things are just sad. But I have thought about reading it to really mock it, because I've heard some things lately about it. God, it just sounds like someone came up with like a pro wrestling script and said, wouldn't this be cool if we did this with X-Men? And we just gave them all swords and put them in the gladiator ring and had them fight each other. We just pair them up like wrestling opponents. It's like, oh, this is so great. This is exactly why Chris Claremont's X-Men was so popular for so long. Oh, Marvel's just turned into crap. But that's what you get when you hire Tumblr fanfic writers. Toonami as well. Okay, I'm going to talk about Toonami. Ronnie says, you are correct, Ash. Canadian is more like ham. You are correct, Ash. I don't hear that enough. I don't hear that nearly enough. You hear that, Jimmy? You should be saying. No, I'm just kidding. Just moving on. I have 3 books on my pull list, says Jimmy. Well, that's pretty amazing, considering like like the best writers of all time, according to you, are actually still making comics. If the best writers, in my opinion, of all time were still making comics, I'd be buying shit tons of comics. My problem is all the best writers don't write anymore. So I have to skip around and let's see. And one of the books on your pull list is a reprint. For shame, you're only really buying 2 new comics. Let's see. Ash loves his comics Dan Didio style, killing off those legacy characters. No, I don't like killing off I like legacy characters never being made. Just don't make them. That's the problem. Once they're there, it's like you never get rid of them. And comics have been around for 80 years. And so over time, this is the problem. These writers, they come up with, like, oh, we're going to just add more stuff. It's like, yeah, but there's none of it goes away ever. So it's fine when you create a character for today and he's around right now, but they don't plan like 20 years from now, he's still going to be kicking it. And along with all the other 100 characters that got created in that time. And the next thing you know, you turn around and your lineup of characters is so huge. And every single one of them has at least a handful of fans. So no matter what, you try to get rid of it, the character, it pisses someone off. Well, that's my favorite character. You're like, oh, Jesus. You can never get rid of them. I found today, I'd never seen before. I posted it in the Englentine DM group. There's apparently there was a Wolverine's daughter comic. I was like, what the fuck is this? Some blonde-haired girl, and she looked like she had claws, but they looked like they were made of ice. I guess they could have been bone. It could have been drawn really bad, but it really looked like they were made of ice. She was blonde hair. I was like, what the fuck? What the hell am I watching here? This is so stupid. That's the problem. Now this character will always be there, never go away. Ash, you ever watch the old Toonami? I watched a little bit of it. I was not impressed with Toonami. Let's see. Ash is the Bendis of streams. Wow, that's kind of hurtful. I don't know if that's really accurate though, because I mean, I guess if you're trying to say that I'm like really wordy, I guess that's how me and Bendis. But Bendis is like really well liked, and I'm not. Bendis is really popular, and I'm not. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm Bendis. Let's see. Zach, it's gotten worse. I don't know. Okay, Hawkman was great. Savage Avengers was entertaining in its craziness, but Punchline and Strange Academy were really slow. Are we talking about new comics? I gotta tell you, man, I thought Strange Academy was stupid. It was really, really stupid. But that artist, is it Humberto Ramos? That dude is a good artist. And I know some people like rolled their eyes and like, oh, but I looked at his older stuff and I'm like, oh yeah, I could see like he didn't used to be that good, but what he's doing in Strange Academy, some solid stuff. Like I would like to see bring back Super Sons. They're not going to get Jorge Ramos or Jorge Jimenez. Sorry, I threw his name for a second. They're not going to get him back, but Humberto Ramos would be a pretty solid. Oh, but I forgot. They can't have Super Sons back because they screwed up Jonathan and Damian. Okay, moving on before I get depressed. Jimmy, does Jason Aaron have a new book? This is RDV? Yeah. Jimmy, how are you not? Are you buying Avengers? I think you're got to be buying Avengers. Yeah, this is Walking Dead, Oblivion Song, and Avengers. Can't believe Robert Kirkman's got 3 books and Jimmy only buys... Well, actually, if you count Walking Dead, he's got 4 books. Jimmy only buys 1 of the new ones. But at least he buys the best one. Krakoa is Epstein's Island in disguise. Ramos is really the best part of the book. His art is great, especially with all the magic stuff he gets to draw. Yeah. The problem is the book is so horrendously stupid. I mean, the very concept of it is stupid. And then the characters they created for it, I hate them all. I want them all to be catapulted into the sun. They're stupid. Ramos's art is hard to emulate, but sucks, says Dragon Ball. Tell us how you really feel there, buddy. 1964 Daredevil is so woke. They got a white Stan Lee driving a bus, and a blind Matt Murdock is riding in the back of the bus. Discrimination. Someone needs to cancel this book. Well, I believe it was on the verge of getting canceled once upon a time. And Frank Miller came and changed everything like the legend he is. I just died in Friday the 13th game. Now you got my undivided attention. Oh, well, that's nice. I don't know if I can live up to a PlayStation game. I'm just some schmo talking comics. I'm a little bit tired of being kind of I'm not sick, like I got a bug, but I've been sick in the sense like I ate something like wrong or something the other day. For the past couple days, my digestive system has been all wonky. And it's just making me feel kind of down. Haven't been sleeping well because of it, so I don't feel rested. And now I'm drinking a beer just to try to loosen up, but that's probably a bad idea too. Speaking of Friday the 13th, did any of you guys play video games? Is Dragon Ball and myself the only video game players? I know it's hard being old because my generation, like, few people play games. It's weird considering we grew up on games. Trying to find people to play games with. Have you had the Gene Colan art era yet, RDV? Trust me, you'll like it. I'm talking about Daredevil. Zach says, I'm playing XCOM on my second monitor right now. You bastards. Ed says, I have a few, but I don't get to play a lot. Jimmy says, I cut out games to focus on my book. All right. That's pretty disciplined of you, Jimmy. Good for you. I don't have self-discipline, but I do have Comixology. Speaking of comics, this is where you can get all your digital comics. And I'm going to go ahead and see what sales they have going on. Oh, look, you can get some Marvel Ant-Man sale. Look at these. No one wants these. Dragon Ball Z. Marvel's having an Eternal sale. Got to push that Eternals movie coming out here. I've never read any Eternals, but there's this Neil Gaiman one I was thinking about checking out. What else? DC's got a sale. We went over that last time. There's a bunch of Donny Cates Image books because of his crossovers. Good time to jump on those if you want. Yeah, this sale. Oh. Yeah. This is a bad sale list. All right, that's not interesting. Let's move on to books. My books. Talking about my books. Okay, what are we reading tonight? Oh, yeah, we're reading Thief of Thieves, #1. And then later on, we're going to be reading... What was it we were reading? We were reading Iron Man, weren't we? I swear I do this. You guys watch me at the end where I go through and I rate the book and then I hit borrow. So that I have it ready for the next show. And for whatever reason, it's just not ready. So, and whatever. Okay, Thief of Thieves. Are you guys enjoying this book? I've been really enjoying this. I mean, it's Robert Kirkman, so I'm not terribly surprised because I like what he does. But this is one of those books that flew under the radar. So I was like, it's probably just a mediocre book. I really like this. It feels smart. It feels clever. It's fun. It's got characters that if I don't necessarily care about, I care about what they're doing. Like I enjoy their exploits. It's got the good making. This could be a good movie. I don't know if this would be a good TV show, but I could see this being a movie. I guess Jimmy was telling me that, I think it was Jimmy. Someone was telling me that this was originally designed to be kind of like a TV show in the sense that it was like they had a writer's room and then each story arc would be written by a different team, but all under Robert Kirkman, kind of overseeing it as like a showrunner. Melissa says Joe Biden, Thief of Thieves. Yes, that's part of the reason I selected this book, Melissa. RDV says, oh, snap, Miles Morales. Yeah, I'm woke. I just keep that book there so that I can flash it to you guys so you can see how woke I am. So you know, it's kind of like my little virtue signal. Um, I'm down with the skin color. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Giving you, I'm trying to just sit here and talk while you guys give me answers, whether you're liking Thief of Thieves or not. That's the problem with the delay. It's like I ask you a question, like it's like 30 seconds later you finally get an answer. And Jimmy says, "I told you that." All right, buddy. I tried. I was giving you credit. Yeah. I knew as I had to credit, I had to talk about and put his, because if I don't, you don't give Jimmy credit when he says something, he will make sure everyone knows. It was Jimmy. It was all Jimmy. He told me. He says, "I wasn't mad." Yeah, Jimmy wasn't mad. Let's go with that story. Jimmy's nice. He never gets mad. Walking Dead final issues had many errors. All right. Speaking of Walking Dead, that's what this show is turning into. I'm going to go ahead and get on with the episode. This is issue number 3. Hopefully you've been following along. I've been enjoying it. Speaking of going back to black, is this character black? When did she get all dark skin color? Or is this this is a new character? I don't know. We'll find out. Moving on. Thief of Thieves, Robert Kirkman. The story, writer is Nick Spencer. Artist is Sean Martinborough. We open to a nice, serene scene of looks like a father and son walking into the light. Don't go to the light. Oh, look, they're catching fireflies. Wait a minute. This is like how Birthright started. Oh, shit. No, don't go. You're going to get in a fantasy land. Oh. Sorry. You guys didn't sign on for the commentary. I'll keep quiet. Well, not entirely quiet because I have to read the book. This is Conrad, our main character, in case you missed out. He had a son with this woman. He's a professional criminal, and he's now estranged from his wife. Morning. You're out of bacon. Meant to go to the store. Just eggs and toast then? Sounds good. You want some juice? Sure. Oh, and before I forget, you got a warrant? The jig is up. The thief and his pursuer. It's on the foyer table, next to the picture of the woman who's not your wife, with her arm around the girl who's not your daughter. Thanks. Honestly, Conrad, this place is morbid, even by your standards. You ever think of moving? It was a good deal. Came furnished. It was an estate sale. The family that lived here died in a plane crash. So who's worse, the state for selling it like this, or me for buying it? Besides, you must like the place. You visit a lot. Looking for evidence. Of what? Stolen stuff. I got some Zevon bootlegs under the TV. I know who you are. Of course you do. I'm Conrad Paulson. I'm a consultant. I'm divorced. I'm working on an unpublished novel. You're Redmond. You're the greatest thief who ever lived. And the Federal Bureau of Investigation pays me to make you the greatest thief who ever lived in a prison. Yeah, but they can't be paying you much. The sad thing is you so obviously want to get caught at this point, but you just can't let yourself get sloppy out of principle. You know, I never heard of this guy, but I do hope you find him, Special Agent Cohen. Elizabeth, please. I hope you do find him, Elizabeth. Do you now? Of course, it's obvious. The two of you share some kind of a connection. Kind of a romantic story, isn't it? The thief and his pursuer. Why, I bet if this man Redmond knew he was being chased down by a beautiful, intelligent, and driven woman such as yourself, he'd march right down to the FBI and turn himself in. Would he now? He might even bring flowers to apologize for all those circles he made you run around. My, Conrad. For a man of your age, you certainly know how to talk up a lady. I bet you were quite the charmer back in your younger days. Too bad I miss them. But then, wait. You have a son old enough to turn some heads of his own now, don't you? Maybe I should talk to him, yeah? Man with a life like yours? I'd worry about the apple not falling far enough from the tree, though. Be seeing you, Conrad. Enjoy your breakfast. Elizabeth. I've been thinking about retiring from the consultancy. What do you think of that? Guys like you don't retire, Redmond. They do the gunshot wound thing, or they do the prison thing. At least in prison, you still get eggs. Look at you, you're glowing. I thought I said wait in the car, Nate. You forgot to roll a window down for me. How's your boyfriend? Terrified. You told him then? More like he already knew. This must be like your Christmas. Would be. Yeah? You answered, didn't you? What do you want from me? Some of us are still new at this. He's my commanding officer. Ah! The Viltrumites will destroy you. Die! What? Sorry, Micah, darling, can you keep it down there? Yes, Mom. I know how to put the bowl of hot water inside it. What else would I do with it? I won't. Jesus, it's a freezer. I know what I'm... Ah, he's going to cut my head off. Help me. Oh, Jesus, hold on. No, sweetie, we don't chop Orlando Bloom's head off. But I hate him. Well, yes, most of us do, but ding dong. That's a really corny 2000s joke. Because for some reason people didn't like Orlando Bloom. For reasons. Probably because he was overexposed. And this is why you don't put topical culture bullshit in your comics. Because when you read it 10 years later, other people go, what the fuck is that all about? Stupid. Comes off stupid. Sorry. Moving along. I blame Nick Spencer. Hey, Bev. Mom, I'll call you back. Elizabeth, Nate, come on in. Have a seat. I'm sorry about the mess. Hate dragging you all the way out here, but Phil had to fly up to Hanover last minute, so of course I have to work from home now. Micah, out of the kitchen. It's fine, Bev, really. So, where do you get the warrant? What? Did you think I wasn't going to find out? Nate had nothing to do with this. Where did you get the warrant? McDonald. Unbelievable. Micah, baby, I said out of the kitchen. Now, please. He was my first-year law professor. We go way back. Elizabeth, what does $4 million mean to you? Sorry. That's how much Conrad Paulson's lawyers want to settle. Settle? You can't. Of course we can. And we will. He's Redmond. He could be Stalin. He could be the Antichrist himself. I don't care. He's still getting his $4 million. This is ridiculous. I don't get why you're so surprised here. There's really nothing unusual about this. That's what happens when we're faced with a wrongful arrest suit. We have no chance of winning. Now, Elizabeth, I could tell you what is unusual about this. Very unusual, in fact. You see, usually when our agents break the law in the course of their investigations, they actually get fired. You did not. Because of me. Because I said you deserved a second chance. That is unusual. So imagine my frustration when I once again found out you'd gone around me and gotten yourself a warrant to go visit who? Oh, that's right. The very same goddamn motherfucker who was already suing us. Micah, get the fuck out of that kitchen now. Wow. That was, give me the keys. What? Give me the keys. I don't think you should. Sorry, Nate. You can't do this. She just said. It's just a little conversation. A visit. He doesn't have anything. He is the thing. He isn't going to just let... What makes you think this guy even cares? It's been years. He's a well-established piece of shit. He'll care. He'll care. Redmond, the place is surrounded. Come on out. That's him. You have the right to an attorney. Cheers, yay, celebrate. Tell me this isn't what I think it is. No, I did not. I'm just looking forward to a normal life again. Well, hey there, Agent Cohen. Hey, Doris. How is he? Cried like a baby last night. Fantastic. How about now? Left him on simmer, just like you asked. Ah, you're the best. You know I can't do the paperwork, right? I'd expect nothing less, darling. You enjoy yourself now. You sure you don't want to come in? I'm good. Such a pussy. So, how's prison? Sorry, that was mean. You know, they send me here. I'm supposed to scare the shit out of you, get you to talk, but I gotta be honest. It's hard to concentrate. It's so distracting. I literally can't think about anything else. So I'm just gonna say it. Get it off my mind. And then hopefully we can move on, yeah? Alright, here goes. Now, I'm sure you hear all this all the time, but you look so much like your father. Dun, dun, dun. I wonder what the thieving is going to be. What's he going to steal? Maybe steal his son out of prison? Got to have some sort of heist, right? It's a thief book. Oh, maybe this is why I can't get the books to go, because it just goes to a white screen. All right. How are you guys doing? How you hanging in there? Going back to the chat. Let's see. RDV says one character went from white to black, talking about Walking Dead. Jimmy says more like the Talking Dead. Bro, says RDV. CW plans to ruin the Powerpuff Girls. It's Diablo Cody and the king of ruining DC Comics and Archie and Kung Fu with his wokeness, Greg Berlanti. I kind of like Diablo Cody, to be honest. She's done a couple. She wrote a couple movies that were pretty good. Let's see. Ronnie says she's a strong female, but not a ball buster. Oh, you're talking about the girl. So Ronnie says, "Wow, witty banter that doesn't bust the balls of the guy." And that's where Marania said that. Melissa says, "Omni King. Is this comic in the same universe with Invincible? Invincible? I don't know. I don't know if Kirkman writes his stuff in a shared universe. That would be cool. I think that's what comics should do. And Kirkman would have the opportunity to do that. Although I guess you couldn't really put like Walking Dead in that. But RV says, I still don't like Orlando Bloom. Well, that's your loss. He was really good in The Kingdom of Heaven. Director's cut. Only see the director's cut. Theatrical release is garbage. Let's see. RDV says, I love Hollywood writers. Always make the readers and viewers want to hate cops. I don't know. I didn't feel like I was meant to hate cops in this. I mean, it felt kind of stereotypical of, you know, the cop is sort of the villain to the protagonist. So if the protagonist, you know, is a criminal, I guess that's what I just said. Like, if the protagonist of your story is a criminal, the cops are their villain. So from the perspective, the way the book is written, you're naturally going to be inclined to see them portrayed in that way, right? The villain's not going to look at the cops as like do-gooders, and they don't see themselves as the bad guy. Everyone's the hero of their own story, as they often say. Ronnie says, interesting setup story with some new breadcrumbs dropped in to set up future plot lines. Yeah, I agree, Marania. This has been a lot of setup of characters, right? Getting to know who Conrad is, his partner. He's got a wife, son. Now this book is revealing this cop who's obsessed with chasing him. Feels like a lot of buildup for these characters, but I like it. This is the kind of writing that I like. I can tell that Kirkman has studied a lot of writing. I don't know how else to put it. One of my favorite films of all time is a crime drama called Heat, written and directed by Michael Mann. And in that story, it's about a similar type of thing. You have this big time criminal played by Robert De Niro, and you have this, I don't want to say like a super cop, but like this ace detective guy who's played by Al Pacino. And when the movie came out in the 90s, it was fucking crazy. Or like, are Al Pacino and Robert De Niro in the same movie? And Robert De Niro's wanting to do like one last score before he retires, and he gets his like little crew together. And Al Pacino is similar to this cop here, where he knows that this crew, you know, they constantly get away with it. They rob banks and stuff, and he just wants to get them. And so the whole movie is about, it's a, how do I say? It's kind of almost like like two stories going on. You got Al Pacino's story of him and his cops, and he's dealing with his family. Natalie Portman's in the film as a girl, like she's young still, like she's not. She plays a little girl, and she's troubled. Let's just say. So there's a lot of that family, like a lot of like subplots and character interactions and things that are causing drama, and affecting the overall plot. And it makes you really, I don't want to say love the characters, but the characters feel so three-dimensional. And the characters are really good. It's a great movie. Heat is fantastic, and it's it's a really good example. If you're looking to write a story of this nature, study that film. It's brilliant. Let's see. The Redmond dad reminds me of Negan, says RDV. All right. Give him a baseball bat and barbed wire around it. You're just going by his looks, the way he's drawn. All right. You guys aren't very talkative tonight. We need Eric Breen in the chat. Where's Eric Breen? You still filing comics, or did you fall asleep, old man? Wait, maybe Eric Breen is Redmond. Oh, shit. That'd be a twist. I gotta get to the Iron Man 3 because for whatever reason, this failed again. You've reached the end, Reed. Thank you. Thank you, Comixology. Hey, I've never seen this shot before. It almost looks like this is from the Iron Man movie. I do kind of like the look of the Iron Man armor in this generation of Iron Man. It has the classic look that you look at him and you instantly recognize as Iron Man, but it also looks like something a little bit more like how the armor, more like armor and not just a skin tight suit, but without being too overly done to look like some sort of like Japanese Gundam or something. It's like, yeah. Eric Breen says, still styling and comic filing. Woo! Nice. Wish I could sit here and listen to myself and file comics. I need someone else to do a stream so I can tune in and then do my thing, listening to them. Jimmy says, I like that suit as well, but I don't like how his symbol is the Superman sigil. His symbol is the Superman sigil? What are you talking about? You're high as a kite. All right. I'm going to just get straight on with the show since Breen is probably going to start making fun of me talking. Oh, I didn't go full screen again. My bad. Transition. Here we go. On with the show. Taipei. The Stark Dynamics Tower. Pepper Potts knows how to handle the high wheels. Oh, sorry. Not wheels. Take two. Pepper Potts knows how to handle the high heels. But I didn't even read it right. Take three. I need a drink. Oh, I'm all out of beer. I gotta drink iced tea. I gotta be disciplined like Jimmy and not drink a ton of beer. Just drink one and then go to iced tea. It's better for you. All right. Sorry. Take three. And action. Pepper Potts knows how to handle high heels. But nobody can outrun 160 stories of burning skyscraper when they're falling down all around you. Tony Stark is the Invincible Iron Man in The Five Nightmares, Part 3, Pepper Potts at the End of the World. The Iron Man undersheath engulfs me in the blink of an eye. The suit's not far behind, rushing in from the other room. The sound fills my ears, a roar like a dozen jet planes. I'm in the suit before the heat hits. And when it does, 250 degrees centigrade, I swear to God I can hear Zeke laughing at me. It's the creepiest thing I've ever seen, and I've fought the Hulk. Faster, come on. Not fast enough. Oh, that's a cool shot. This is a really good example, by the way, of how to do breaking out of a frame. Sometimes artists will do this thing where they draw like things breaking out of the frame, but they're just doing it because they saw other people do it. There's times when you do it and it has a good effect, and In my opinion, one of them. All right. Unpause. Building was practically empty except for the party. Not seeing any survivors. Let alone with the Stark ID badge, like, find her, find her, find her. There. It's faint, but I can't help but give myself a split second of gratitude. Oh, thank God. Before going after her. Now, just don't be late, genius boy. Never forgive myself. Never. Pepper. My hero. It's night. All the surrounding buildings will be largely empty. Attendance at tonight's gala was 200. Add support staff and to that, and all things considered, the body count they're going to find could have been much higher. If anyone else survived this, I'll be amazed. I get the one who did this into the back of the first ambulance to arrive on site. Lie still, miss. Hey, boss. You've got profound internal injuries, and moving will... Pepper? You should have asked me to go get those girls' drinks. Yeah, I know. As soon as the ambulance pulls away, I go back to the disaster site to start rescue and recovery when I see another survivor. It's impossible. What do you mean I can't? Director Stark. I can't arrest? Director Stark. Tony. It's Taipei, Taiwan, China. And even then, how can you, on what charges can you, in California, in Tanzania, you don't have any evidence of Zeke Stain's involvement. On what charges could you arrest him for tonight's bombing? He creeped you out at a cocktail party and then you had the gall to survive? It was him, Maria. I know it was him. We know where they took him, right? Of course. We've got a Rover 2 keyhole sat in geosync until the sun comes up at least, and that's it. That's all we can do for now. Like hell. Gah! Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Sasha, gotta get to... Sir, no, you can't get out of bed. You... Lie down back, sir. Lady, lie back. Lie back down. Warned you. Sasha, you better damn well be outside waiting for me. Of course. Just waiting for you to wrap up your beauty sleep. Not quite what I'd call it. Hey, stop, freeze. 1 sec, hon. I'll be right out. Sure. Start the damn car. Oh, baby, what happened to you? You know, this and that. How was your night? Tell me about the attack. How did your enhancements perform? I did it. The enhancicals worked and I survived, but I just can't compensate for the heat yields. Human flesh is just, damn it, too fragile. I need to wear something that can absorb and redirect all that excess heat. I'm gonna need a suit. No, I'm gonna need a uniform. Deet, 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 deet. It's grim. Most of the damage is fair to minor, but manageable. But there's a lot of it. Add all that damage up, it raises her baseline trauma considerably. She's cracked a few ribs and has a doozy of a concussion. I'm not convinced she's not deaf in her right ear. She took shrapnel through her chest cavity. Near her spine and her heart are... yeah. Plucking them out of her, so many pieces, so close to so many organs and nerves. She's so busted up. Yeah, I know. I just wish there was a way. There is. I need to talk to her when she wakes up. Deet, 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 deet. Tony, I think there was a bomb. Yeah, there was. When the building came down, you were running and you got hurt, Pep. There's bits of stuff in you, near your heart, near your spine. You're too weak to have it removed, but if we don't do something, the stuff could move and cause some real damage. Okay, so what do we do? Do you remember when I got hurt in the Middle East, Pepper? Something very similar happened. I had a shrapnel rubbing on my heart. Then I put one of these in my chest and it kept the shrapnel still while I healed enough for the procedure. We'll have to make you like me, Pep. Like I used to be, back in the day. Ezekiel Stain is the son of Obadiah Stain. And when Obadiah came to destroy my life, I was too drunk to care. Hell, I was practically too drunk to notice. He swooped in and ate Stark International whole. There was a staff mutiny that led to dozens of employees resigning. That pretty much left Iron Man alone to hold him off. It wasn't me piloting the suit, because I had some more drinking to do. Eventually, Stain cut me off from my company, my job, my fortune, while I cut myself off from my own humanity. Obadiah Stain was the second man that beat me. I was the first. Stain had exploited all of my weaknesses and thought I was off the board permanently. That's a deliberate metaphor on my part. Stain was obsessed with chess, a prodigy even. His older man was an inventive gambler, and I'll bet anything a drunk too, who played Russian roulette in front of him one night and lost. The shock made his hair fall out. He was 7 years old. He hated losing so much. He even killed an opponent's dog to get into his head during a middle school chess match. That's how Stain played. If he couldn't find advantages, he'd make them. By 22, he'd weaseled his way into a small-time munitions manufacturing concern. And by 32, he'd come gunning for me. Hard. And finally, I realized that I was the only one who could stop him from destroying everything and everyone in my life. He'd figured that one out long time ago and was ready. He called it the Ironmonger, and he kept it waiting. We fought. I beat him. But like I said, Stain hated to lose, and like father, like son. So beyond the facts that are on all the files, that's my history with Obadiah Stain. That's the story of the father of the kid that's behind all this. We've had no luck digging up anything on Ezekiel Stain so far, Director Stark, but we're still digging. You won't find anything. Anyone deliberately living off the grid this well has probably, been planning on killing me since I was like 5. So the theory is he's behind these bombings, hoping to take you out in one of them? Not quite. I think he's showing off. Whatever the future of the Iron Man is, true synthesis between man and machine achieved. Pepper's been in surgery for 7 hours. I'm almost at the Taipei event site. I'll know more about what he's up to after some first-hand investigation. I might be in the field, but my thoughts are with her. And, hey, not to tell you how to do your job, but Try to remember to blank any shield hard drives you may or may not have had on site, yeah? I know, Hill. It's vaguely important. Maria, I swear I'm going to find a way to station you in Antarctica. Stark out. One minor annoyance here. Photographs. Drawing over photographs. Really fucking cheap. This is no. This is no. No. Marvel, your editor should be freaking fired. You don't let... Stupid. Sorry, moving on. 24 survivors, I'm told. Major to minor injury... I can't talk tonight. Major to minor injuries... Jesus. Sorry. Ah, God, my tongue is like a loose piece of rubber. Sorry, take 2. Take 3, whatever. How many takes? Sorry. 24 survivors, I'm told. Major to minor injuries, and one flat-out miracle that walked away unscathed. The rescue teams here are on recovery by the time I arrive, and even that's mostly finished. These guys are just putting out electrical fires. Sweeping the site with a photonic kill code to any Stark tech that might have survived. While Stark Dynamics was meant to be a civilian installation, it was full of little pieces of tech we'd just as soon not hand the Chinese on a platter. Ah, and then there's that. A needle in a pile of needles. Stain's signature. The second one I've seen in as many weeks. The first one pulled out of the bombing in Tanzania, and now here. Attention, Anthony Stark, a.k.a. Iron Man. Do not move. You are under arrest. Do what? China does not recognize the authority of S.H.I.E.L.D. and considers you an enemy combatant on Chinese soil. Chinese authorities suspect your involvement in the terror attack in Taipei and demand you turn yourself over to authority immediately. Translated from Standard Mandarin. Remember what I said about drawing like Gundams? These guys look kind of cool, though, to be honest. These guys look like Raiders. Like new versions of the Raiders. Upgraded. I'm here to investigate the destruction of a building I worked together with the Republic of China to. Failure to yield duly noted. Suspect considered hostile. Run. I hope he runs. I always wondered how long it would take me to decide to commit an international incident when the chips were down. About 7 seconds, apparently. There's a slight lag to everything they say, like their voices are being relayed. And scanning them shows they're remote controlled, no local pilots. Thugs hired out to chase me away from the tech the Chinese government wants to look at. That's good. Thugs I can deal with. I was afraid for a second they were going to send professionals. I run slow enough to be chased. I dodge clumsy enough to let them get hungry for blood. I get them over international waters and game on. It's 19 miles into your international airspace, right? 19 kilometers, noob. Uh-oh. Wow, this is not stereotypical in the slightest. Wow. Look at this picture. 19 clicks, international airspace. Wait, isn't a click a kilometer? Oh, I guess, okay, so it is 19 kilometers. Okay, so he realized. Never mind. Moving on. Out here, this will be considered self-defense. Ah, damn it. Open fire. Duh. Wow. How lazy do you have to be to not draw water? They used a photo of open ocean and the sky. This must have been right after the Iron Man movies. I feel like they just wanted it to look like the movies. High tech, sure. Cool designs even. But it takes more than first-person shooter tactics to win the real world. Cute. But I have places to be. So I shut them down. Ah. As infuriating as it is to think that there's an entire attack site covered up with forensic evidence that the Chinese government will cut me off from, I found the one piece I needed to find. I'm going to figure you out, you little monster. Well, Doc, how is she? The good news is she didn't seize, bleed out, or go into a coma, suffer brain damage, or die during the procedure. The bad news is she's got this god-awful contraption buried in her chest, and it's the only thing keeping her alive. It kept me alive once, long enough to heal. It'll keep her alive too. Don't get me wrong, Director Stark. The girl's a fighter. But I'm not wild about using a Band-Aid, no matter how high-tech, to heal what's wrong with her. Temporary measures, Doc. Temporary measures. Sure. Just keeping it in long enough to heal the girl, right? A temporary merging of man and machine. Now, where have I heard that before? Pepper? Are you awake? How do you feel? That was a weird cut. Location unknown. Well, how are you feeling? I'm bummed out, Sash. I can generate the energy to operate the repulsor bolts, and I can shield myself from the awful lot of damage, but I can't compensate for all the excess heat the weaponry puts out. I've spent a small fortune buying up whatever extant Stark tech I could find on the black market, studying it, cannibalizing it, reverse engineering it, but I can't keep the enhancements from frying my damn skin off. So the displacement suit will keep me from generating self-inflicted third-degree burns, and I made a totally sweet helmet. How do I feel, Tony? Invincible. There. Now I feel like I'm ready to kill Tony Stark. This one's lesser. Still okay, still good, entertaining, but had some annoyances. Shouldn't feel annoyances when you're reading a comic book. No, I don't want to borrow. Fucking Comixology. This is why I don't have the books ready, because stupid thing. Well, let's get back to the comments. Hopefully, I didn't butcher that book up too much. Ed Brewer says Obadiah. You're right. I don't know why I mentally had a block on his name, and once I started saying it wrong, it just was gone. But you're right. Now that you say Obadiah, it all came back to me. I don't know. It's weird. I haven't said that name in a long time. So my bad. My bad. Bad Ash. Let's see. Where did we go? Jimmy says, oh yeah, this is what the Superman symbol. He says the chest symbol is a Superman sigil. No, the chest symbol is a triangle. I don't think Superman has the has the trademark on triangles. Maybe he does. I don't know. RDV says, I'm justifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah. That's a little too much information for me. Whatever you're doing in your own private room, keep it to yourself. Ronnie says, now he's resembling his dad. Obadiah was bald too. See, I said it right this time. Ronnie says, this is where Pepper gets her own arc reactor. Yay, so she can become Rescue. Yay! I was totally serious when I said that too. No sarcasm whatsoever. RDV says, yep, can't trust bald people. They're all villains. Ed Brewer says, putting salt in Pepper's wounds. Boom, boom. One thing I liked about Fraction's run was that he did his research. He knew O'Neill's run well. Cool. Yeah, that's nice when you can harken back to like past runs and it connects and you can say, like, look, this history, we're still in that universe. Not like today where you're like, what who cares what happened before? Melissa says, I hate all the recons done to Iron Man by Wokesh JW Marvel. Like his not being Howard Stark's son pissed me off. Like Spider-Man One More Day and Hickman's run. Melissa, we're all there with you. But enjoy the good stuff. We're reading the good stuff right now. Eric says, I was just going to do that, Ed. They statted the photos in the comic book panels back in the day. It's not new process. If it's done well, it's not automatically noticeable. No, it's noticeable. That's terrible. I know that that's been done for like Kirby experimented doing it, but for the most part, it's usually always bad. Especially in this case where they just did a straight up photo of it. Like you're not even going to try to Photoshop it to make it look like it was drawn. And, you know, the artist is a decent artist. We pay for art, not photos. Oh man, it's just lazy work. And you know, I don't necessarily blame the artist. I blame the editors for letting him do it. I blame Marvel for probably wanting this book to come out twice a month. You know, these short schedules and turnaround. It's like, it's, you know, and the low pay. There's so many other reasons, but it just annoys me for the end product. It can be better. Expect excellence. I just hate this world we live in today where everything's like, just get by with the bare minimum. Melissa says, I also hated Captain Man parts murdering Iron Man. Come on, Melissa. Melissa, you can't hold on to that hate. It's going to eat you up. Let's see. RDB says, I like the real life photographs in this book. They are done extremely well considering the art looks real as well. Go back to your Denny's burger, you heathen. Listen to some guy, Denny's fan, tell me about photos in comic books. Breen, did you hear that? Let's see. Comic Quirks with Jimmy says, look closer, man. It's the same diamond as Superman. Why don't you look closer at your own comment? You just described it's drawn in like the shape of a diamond, which Superman does not have the monopoly on. Let's get to... Oh, God, why is it doing this? Okay, I want to borrow... Why? I hate Comixology sometimes. It's good, but it's so fucking annoying. And this is the problem. It's because, look, you have books you need to return. I keep returning books all the freaking time. Okay. Return. Is it enough for you, you stupid thing? I pay you money every month. And then it takes me back to 3. So you click the button and you end up checking out book 3 again instead of book 4. I want book 4. Oh my goodness. My goodness gracious. Here, this is what I was trying to do. I was just trying to get this damn picture for Jimmy. Jimmy thinks that's the Superman symbol. Do you guys agree? Or is it the diamond shape that just happens to be what Superman's S is put in? I'll let you guys decide. I won't tell Jimmy. Eric Breen, you should chime in on this. You're the comic aficionado. I lost my chat. Hey now, Rescue was a decent character before Slott and Company got to her. No, Maranya. No. No. Nope. Rescue's just as dumb as putting Mary Jane in a spider suit. Nope. Dumb. Jimmy says, Ash, go on Discord after. I gotta get up early. Eric says, at least Pepper had been part of Tony's world from day one and privy to his secrets most of the time. Eric says, I don't care about photo references. I just wanted Denny's burger. Oh, you little cheater. Let's see. The chest light is the same pentagram shape as the Superman symbol, but Ash has pointed out there's no copyright on that shape. And I admit to liking the circular chest light, but that's a classic one. Yes, I do like the circular one as well. But did they just do the diamond shape one? Was that the first time? Or was it pure triangle? I can't remember with the Silver Centurion. RDV says, I think that is a smaller reactor and doesn't matter. I think that is a smaller reactor and it doesn't matter what you think it is. Does it matter what I think it is? Of course it matters what I think it is. I'm the consumer. Iron Man symbol is a circle. No. The Iron Man symbol is not a circle, Jimmy. It just... Oh my God. Eric, how many episodes of Educating Jimmy have you done? He just said Iron Man's symbol is a circle. You guys are failing. You're like failing worse than public education. Let's see. Comics with Jimmy. Can we agree then? I don't think anyone's agreeing with you. Dragon Ball says, don't read the Thief book, please. Why not? You don't like the Thief book? Oh, that's fun. I've been enjoying it. Melissa's saying goodbye, good night. Well, good night, Melissa. It was a pleasure to have you, as always. It's already at the end of the stream. Look how fast we got. Iron Man's symbol is on his chest. It's a circle. That's not his symbol. That's an energy like beam. It's like his arc beam weapon. It's not his symbol. Marani says, Ask, trust me on this. Rescue in this run is a much better character than the MJ in a Spidey suit. Well, okay, I believe you. It's better than MJ in a Spidey suit. But that's not a high bar. That doesn't mean good. I hate Rescue. Passion. Actually, I don't know. Hell, yeah, MJ with the suit is still worse. RDV says, I don't even get paid. We are Common Council educating. Common Council? Were you trying to say Common Core? Did you blow the joke, RDV? Eric says, Ash hates strong woman. I do. I hate strong woman, but I love good ramen. Yeah. Love me some ramen. Ash is hating on something without reading it. I've seen Rescue before. I don't need to read more Rescue to know that I hate it. RDV says, Ash said blow. 90s foil says, I don't know what that reference is. Dragon Ball. Sorry. Nope, sorry. And you'll notice that I hate all of the Iron iterations. That's not War Machine. I hate all of them. Rescue just the most. But all of them. Iron Patriot, whatever that new stupid thing is in Captain America, where they gave Peggy Carter an iron suit. Oh my God. If they give Daredevil an iron suit, oh my god. Stop. Stop. Can we just give every... What? Oh, that's what they can do after X of Swords. We can just have an event where everyone gets Iron Man armor. Just everyone. Why doesn't everyone have Iron Man armor anyway? Right? I mean, I can understand like Thor's like, I don't need this shit. Or the Hulk. But Captain America could benefit from Iron Man armor. For sure. Right? Hawkeye? Like, why do you have a guy running around with a bow and arrow still? And Iron Man's like, dude, I can make you this fucking cutting edge piece of armor that lets you take on space gods. No, I'm cool with my bow and arrow. Oh, hey, what about you, Black Widow? I can make you this cutting edge suit of armor that'll let you take on space gods. No, I'm cool with my little guns and my little stinger wrist things. No, oh, okay. It's like, seriously? Why don't you combine the technology with like the Pym particles so you can have like Iron Ant-Man? Iron Ant. Yeah. You know, like everyone should just have Iron Man suit. Like it's stupid that they don't. Nick Fury should have an Iron Man. Oh yeah, for sure. Nick Fury should have one. Come on. And why not Professor X, right? Professor X stuck in his wheelchair. Oh, you got to roll around all the time. Hey, Xavier, I can make you this suit that'll, you can run around and be like me with Omega level mental powers. You could literally just save the world single-handedly, but nah. Yeah, the Iron Man suit is a problem, and I hate when they just divvy it out like fucking chips at a party. RDV says Peggy technically used the one that Harry Osborn had. Oh God, that makes it even worse. Back in the day, Tony gave Steve an iron suit of sorts when Steve was dying from old age. Spider-Man gets an iron armor suit, but Hawkeye gets jack shit. Well, what would be really cool is if he gave Kate Bishop one, and not Clint. It's like really giving the real Hawkeye one. Sorry, Clint. Go home and cry. The running gag at Marvel is that Hawkeye is constantly poor. Eric says, gee, Ash sure gets crabby at the end of his streams. I'm glad I'm usually asleep by now. Wow. I'm only crabby because you're not here. Use your camera to read a comic on the table live. Why would I do that? It's so much better to just do screen capture. RDV says they hate Hawkeye so much that they gave his call sign to a woman. No, they gave his call sign to a dumb woman who has no ability. Literally, Kate Bishop is some dumb chick who found a bow in the Avengers mansion and was like, I'm going to be the bestest ever. By the power of... She held it up in the sky like He-Man and was like, instead of by the power of Grayskull, she was like, by the power of woman, I have the power. And she became the greatest archer ever. Ronnie says Tony fought 2 armor wars to keep other people from taking his tech armor. He had to feature in the tech chip, which prevented his tech from being copied or reverse engineered. Oh, I do so love comic science. That hokey shit. I'm going to put in the tech chip to prevent it from getting reverse engineered. Oh, that's funny. You know what's really funny is that this whole time Riri Williams is out there being able to be smarter than Tony and be able to build his armor even better than Tony could while she's in high school. We just didn't know because reasons. Ronnie says, which is why I call shenanigans with what Riri supposedly did with the Stark tech to make her armor. Why do you call shenanigans? She's super smart. She's like one of the smartest people. She's smarter than Tony Stark. She just looked at a picture of Iron Man armor, says, I could make that. But seriously, Spider-Man has spider sense. Why did he even need armor? Tony was written like an idiot in Civil War. The only reason Spider-Man might need armor is if like they're going off into space and they're like fighting a space god. I could see that. I mean, dude, the Iron Man armor is powerful. Look at what it does. Look at what it makes Tony able to fight against. Like I said, the fact that Black Widow and Hawkeye don't have one is just asinine to me. It's like, what this doesn't make any sense. But whatever, it's comics. I think it's just better. It'd be a better idea. It used to be in the old days that no one else could be Iron Man because of the whole arc reactor thing. Tony like invented it, like put it in his body. Like that was what allowed the Iron Man armor to be powered. And it was like a cool kind of Achilles heel. I was talking to Venkman the other night, like off air, on the Discord channel. And we were talking about, superheroes having their kryptonite. And I was actually kind of like, I don't want superheroes to all have kryptonite. But I had to recant my opinion a little bit because I was thinking about it. And I was like, no, Achilles heels are good, like limiting factors. And one of those factors is like, why can't anyone else just suit up? Why can't you just build a suit for an army of Iron Men? And this was a thing that was written into the character. That just simple answer. It only he could do it because he's the only person with an arc reactor in his chest. Now I suppose you could put arc reactors surgically implant them in other people's chests, but most people aren't going to just be like, "Yo, can you surgically implant that thing into my body so that I can take a trip?" Like it's it works good enough. But then they decided to do the stupid story where they removed the arc reactor, and that was about as dumb as Bone Claws. When did this happen, Eric, by the way? I think the arc reactor pulling out was around the same time. Was that under Bob Harris's stupid rule with Marvel where he just set the charges to do controlled demolition of Marvel? Man, Bob Harris just I used to love Bob Harris, but that was because he was in charge during one of my favorite times of Marvel. But what I didn't understand until many years later was that those things that were great about that era of Marvel were despite Bob Harris, not because of him. He was still riding on the coattails of the people before him. And the reason why things went south is because he instituted all these initiatives to do so, like getting rid of Chris Claremont off of X-Men. Man, if there's something you want to leave off your resume, it's I'm the guy who got Chris Claremont off of X-Men. That's about the dumbest thing anyone in any editorial position in comics has ever done, ever. See, Ronnie says, no, back in the day, it was the chest plate keeping him alive. The arc reactor was later tech explanation, which, if I'm not mistaken, was from the movies, or the movies took it from the books. I thought there was something... I thought there was something, though, that he had in his chest. He had something in his chest. Well, you would know better than me, for sure. And I do often, get things confused. The MCU has confused the past for me. Laura Kinney just looked at Wolverine and said, she was better. Logan went beta and said, yes, you are. Fucking Marvel. Oh my gosh. Marvel just recently had a Wolverine sale. And I'm sad it's over. They always do this and I miss it. But I was going to buy the Wolverine miniseries on Comixology so that I could read it on one of these streams, because it really is one of my favorite series ever, and it's probably one of the best Wolverine stories ever written. And it's, more importantly, it's my favorite era. Like, this is when Wolverine was a good character. But this is before they destroyed him, and he's like, I can't even read him. He used to be my favorite character, and it was because of this book. So I really wanted to share it, but the sale ended. Anyways, so I was browsing through. I was like, I wonder if there's any other books on sale. And I came across the Wolverine's daughter thing. I was like, what the fuck is this? But I came across another one that's was before Wolverine was Wolverine. He was just Logan. He was like some sort of secret agent. And I was like, oh my God, this is so stupid. Why do Marvel writers have no imagination? So apparently before Wolverine became Weapon X, he was like James Bond. I kid you not. I kid you not. And then so I was like, oh, what is this? And I was like flipping through the first, because Comixology will let you sample the first couple pages. And there's a scene where Wolverine's like has his inner monologue, and he's like, someday I want to be the best at what I do. And I was like, oh, this is fucking dumb. This is so stupid. Someday I want to be the best at what I do. Anyways, just modern Marvel's trash. See, Rhodey's armor in the movies had its own arc reactor. Yeah, I do know that, Maranya. And obviously, he did the same thing for in the comic books. Rhodey was able to pilot the armor. But I'm just saying, like, I think that concept was a really cool limiting factor, because Rhodey was the original can of worms, right? Once he let Rhodey pilot the suit, you open that can up, and it was like, well, wait a second. If Rhodey can pilot it, why don't you just have the entire Air Force pilot these things, right? And it never really made sense to me, even as a kid. Like, I was like a little, 13-year-old kid, and I'm like, so wait a minute. Rhodey's flying around this. He works for the Air Force. Tony Stark is a weapons dealer. He sells weapons to the military, but he won't sell Iron Man suits because he's worried about weapons falling into government hands. But that's what he does for a living. That's why he's so rich. That's not how weapon, like, even my 13-year-old self knew, was like, that's not how weapon manufacturers work. They are rich because they build the best weapons. They don't just offer, like, here's some muskets, government. I know I could build you some, like, high-tech stuff, but I'm not gonna, because I have a conscience. Like, it was really silly. Marvel just sort of played it off, and I guess as a kid I was like, just like, whatever, roll with it. But it never really felt right. Marvel always had problems dodging that issue, in my opinion. By the time Tony sobered up, Rhodey had built up an irrational hatred of Tony, so he wouldn't ask for help. I always read backwards. When Rhodey took over as Iron Man, he didn't know how to work the suit because of how technical it was, and Tony was too drunk to tell him. And then by the time Tony sobered up, Rhodey didn't want to ask for help. Yeah, that was kind of a way to depower Iron Man by making the pilot like a noob. RDV says, Wolverine Origins is a fun read. I don't trust you, RDV. You say things like Mary Jane is a fun read too, so I don't know. Plus, I don't want to read any Wolverine books where I see bone claws. I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, this would be bone claws. Never mind, stupid. Kevin O'Brien had much the same problem with the Guardsman armor. Tony sucked in some ways in terms of tuning armors to people other than himself. The armor messed with Eddie March's head too. God, geez, all these people I don't even know. Eddie March also had a brain trauma of some kind in his boxing days, which is thankfully got cured. I don't even know who Eddie March is. That's probably an error that I wasn't reading. Computer Robot says, Ash, why are you guys ending so soon? You read the comic so fast. I wasn't trying to read them fast. I'm just a one-man show here. And I already kind of outstay my welcome. So it's difficult to keep these things going. And when the chat's not active, There's only so much I can do. Eric says the Wolverine Origins run from 2006 was really good. Really good. So good. RDB says, if only Ash would read the first 6 issues from the 1964 Daredevil to us. Well, maybe I will. Eric Breen says, Eddie March was Rhodey before Rhodey. Oh. Yeah, that was an error that I didn't read then. I didn't read Iron Man before the 80s or after the early 90s. So, Ronnie says, Happy Hogan was Rhodey before both Eddie and Rhodey, armor-wise. Wait, did Happy Hogan get armor? I don't know. No. I don't know. Eric says Happy was black. Oh, man. I got to say, man, speaking of Rhodey, Terrence Howard, who played the Rhodey in the first Iron Man film, no disrespect to Don Cheadle. Like, I like Don Cheadle. But Terrence Howard was, like, perfect casting for Rhodey, I thought. I was like, oh, the same way that I thought Robert Downey Jr. was a great casting for Iron Man. And I can't believe that Howard held out for more money. And it's just, and there's like, oh, see ya. We're going to give this to Don Cheadle. It's stupid. And where's Howard now? Doing nothing. And now the movie industry is falling into collapse. Ay. All right, guys. Well, like microwave when you having the popcorn. Wait, I'm just speaking like Biden here. Like popcorn when you put it in the microwave. When it stops popping, it's time to stop the microwave. The chat is like microwave popcorn. If you keep it going and there's no chats coming in, you know you're going to start burning something, and you're going to get that smell, and it's never going to go away. It makes people sick. Nothing smells worse than burnt popcorn. So I'm going to wrap this up. Howard was worth it. He got paid less than RDJ. Yeah, but I hate seeing when actors change. Like, it drives me bananas. RDV says RDJ wasn't famous yet. RDJ wasn't famous? Are you kidding me? Some sort of millennial or something? Oh, yeah, you are. I forget. Eric says, at least Howard got to hang out with Jesse Smollett on Empire. Oh, that's great, Eric. You made me laugh. Well, kids, it is almost midnight, which means I had a full stream because midnight is the ticking point where I know I've gone too long. I want to thank everyone for being here. There's only a couple people left in the stream. You guys are the hardcore regulars, which means you're the best of the best. Why you continue to listen to me, I don't know, but I'm not complaining. I'm looking forward to Sunday night, where we'll be doing episode or issue 4 of both of these books. I'm still enjoying them both. Remember, if you guys have suggestions for stuff, you know the rules. I either have to own the book, I have to have the book donated to me, or it has to be Comixology Unlimited. I'm not asking you to, but you can donate books. You can gift them over Comixology. Be happy to do that sort of thing. Obviously, I'm not going to read anything inappropriate. So don't send me any, you know what, you have good judgment. But no one sends me anything anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But suggestions are good for what kind of books to read. I do like to try to have like a mainstream book and an indie book just to keep it mixed up. I don't have as for certain what I'm going to go forward with next, but Marania's recommendation of this Iron Man was a really good one. So I turned to you guys, and I missed that Wolverine. I was going to read that Wolverine. I was looking forward to it. Let's see. You're reading quality books, including a certain Armored Avenger, Ash. Thank you. RDV says, someone donate Bendis. Ed says, until next time. And RDV says, quiet, Dominion robots. Eric says, remember this when I fall asleep at 1:30 Sunday. Oh, that's nice of you, Eric. And Computer OS says, we love you too, Eric. Yes, we all love Eric, despite him always besmirching me. That's what he does. It makes him feel better about himself. And we don't want Eric to not feel bad about himself. Because he's the best of us. You're the best around. Never ever gonna let you down. Remember what movie that was from? Brownie points to whoever can name it first.